Hey everybody, this is Stratagem, and today we're gonna watch the third episode of Filly Funtasia. I literally just finished recording the second episode, and yeah, I decided let's watch the third episode as well, so we got that out of the way, since I'll have to wait for episode 4 and 5. I already got them, but there are no English subs yet, and yeah, I still do not speak Italian, so won't be understanding a word. Once again, no episode title. However, for whatever insane reason, this episode file is over a gigabyte, whereas the other episodes so far were about 120 to 150 megabytes, not gigabytes. So what in the hell did they do this time? I guess whoever encoded it chose some really weird settings. And also I got this episode from Dailymotion instead of YouTube, which always has a bit of weird compression going on for it. So yeah, I don't know. But that needn't concern you, so we'll just have a look at the episode right now. Since I don't have any episode titles, I can't speculate on anything, and I guess it would be pointless anyway, since the cold opening is pretty much a small summary of the episode, which, to be honest, is something that I don't like. It's like putting spoilers at the beginning of the episode, and that's stupid. I mean, so far the plots have been very predictable, but hey, you never know, maybe something big or bigger at least will happen in the later episodes, and yeah, that would be kinda sucky if they just gave that away in the cold open. Though once again, I think that this is something that the Italian dub is to blame for. Just like with the weird background music with vocals, I think this might be something that the guys from the dub decided to add in, but yeah, again, we'll have to wait and see for an international release, mostly an English release. But there's no point complaining about this right now, so let's just watch the third episode. Here we go. Okay, this one is actually well, it's in full HD, but the quality isn't much better. So, yeah. This is probably not going to work, but please don't spoil what's actually going to happen. Do I have to close my eyes now? I'm closing my eyes right now. I am actually closing my eyes. Okay, we are at the opening. Now, I was kind of worried that they might actually give away whatever nonsense is going to happen. Also, we saw, I think that are Rose's parents that we see at the beginning. I really have to get the names. I always mix up Rose and Bella. Why are there two pink ponies? Cedric, we still haven't seen much of you. And same goes for Lynn. I really hope we get to see more of those guys. Not the villains, but the other ones from the main five. Why is that bat in there? Are you guys blind that you not noticed this? Also, this is not how Hoofs works. Congratulations. Yeah. What? They know of this guy? So I guess they don't know that Betty Wicks here is actually working for the villain. What are you doing, Mirror Dude? Why is there a single book and a mushroom on that shelf? That's just weird. What is the meaning of that mushroom? What? You just have that lying around. No. Okay. Why a spider? Oh, you're going for a Shelob vibe here. Sorry, I had to think here for a second. She's actually not called Shelob in the German version. So I wonder how this one will backfire. It's probably something really terrible, stupid. Oh! Honestly, that is pretty useful. Yeah, it's not a spiderweb, it was a... I really like her mane. You know, with that form you fit in really well. You just realized this now. You are slow on the intake, my dude. And that voice coming out of that horse is just insanely stupid. But I like it. Yes, great motor skills. You don't look drunk at all. Honestly, I think transferring from 2 legs to 4 isn't too difficult. Also that sound effect. That is... Please stop zooming, you're not Pinkie Pie. Don't even have the right colors for that. Use magic. Cast knock on the lock. And now it's attached to your magnetic hooves.
Da dove vieni, Petunia? Quando sei arrivata? Chi ti ha raccontato dove vivi? Come sei arrivata qui? È bello dove vivi?
The answer to all of these questions is yes.
È svenuto di nuovo. A Petunia gira la testa nel suo ufficio. Probabilmente è ipersensibile ai cristalli speciali della mia collezione. Questo qui. Questo cristallo allontana qualunque cosa o persona. Reagisce al male, dice? Sì, ora sarai al sicuro.
Yeah.
Oh, grazie, principessa. Oh, mamma, speriamo non gli succeda niente di male. Ruscara, ti piacerebbe aiutare?
It's wonderful how everything works out thanks to sheer incompetence.
Cerca di presentarla agli altri. Ha bisogno di fare amicizia. Certo.
Yeah. Purple Unicorn always has to make friends. Doesn't anyone wonder that this girl sounds like an evil overlord? Also, why do they all have bees? Yeah, that is how you run. That is totally how that works. And also, is Petunia going to become the Starlight Glimmer of the show? Wow. They just used the word death. That's a shocker. I mean, that's something they never do in MLP. It's still with that walk cycle. I can't get over this. This is really the greatest walk cycle.
Quando sarà giorno, la mia energia vitale si propagherà nello spazio e scomparirà per sempre.
Oh wait, he will actually...
Ammettiamolo, Battiwix. Ho perso il mio potere. Sono inutile.
I thought just the power of the spell is going to dissipate. Is he actually going to die with that?
Voglio che tu sappia che io... Specchio di cristallo, cristallo nuovo, cristallo vero. Liberami da questa prigione. Dai potere al mio incantesimo e rimettimi nello specchio.
That's kind of a waste of the design. He's a loading screen. Well, so much for a redemption story. Guess we'll have to wait for that. Well, I guess we'll get to see that Filly form of the villain in the future as well. You know, for an episode spent mostly with the villains actually, this wasn't too bad. I mean, what's his face, Bettywix is a bit much of a sycophant, but really, they weren't too bad in this episode, I think. It's kind of interesting how this has a different tone here in some regards. Like, again, of course, I don't know what they actually say due to the subtitles, but it's just weird that, yeah, what's his face, Wingding's Wranglum, the mirror dude, could have actually died, and that they actually said that he could have died. That's something that doesn't happen in MLP. Nobody ever dies there. So that is really weird. Really wonder if that's something that might come up in the future. Because, you know, if they play their cards right, this could actually make for, well, let's say, intense storyline, for lack of a better word, if there is an actual in-universe threat of dying, and they actually address this. I don't know what I mean, you know what I mean. But yeah, again, we didn't get to see much of the, let's say, Remain 4. Again, the focus for the main characters was mainly on Rose, but thanks to the intro, I'm starting to slowly learn their names, so that's something. Really hope that we get to see more of the side characters, but then again, we only had 3 episodes so far, so I probably shouldn't worry too much about this. Other than that, kinda nice that we got a bit of insight into the villain characters here. They're still kinda grating, especially Bettywix, but he wasn't too bad in this episode, and maybe they'll actually get better in the future. We'll have to see. The idea of actually having a permanent villain is still something that I think is a good one, though I'm not sure how I feel about these two. I still can't remember the name. I mean, the Dark Lord seems like he could potentially be a threat, what with his world-ending ambitions and setting the school ablaze. That's pretty extreme for a kids show. And yeah, I don't know. You know, I see potential here. It hasn't really lived up to much of this potential yet, but it is there. And yeah, while it hasn't lived up to it yet, it also hasn't completely jumped the shark yet. There certainly are a lot of things to criticize, but we're still so early in the show's life cycle that I think they can maybe turn things around. I'm not really sure. Again, potential. Potential is what I see here, and maybe we might see this fulfilled at some point. I'd be happy about that. I mean, well, why not? That would be really nice if they did. The only thing I really want to criticize about this is, at some points the animation was, well, it was really crappy. Let's be honest there. When they were baking, there was just, it's like, what the hell was that? It was like rock smooth, silk solid, 12 frames per second or whatever. That looked really bad. But then some other things like Petunia's walk cycle, not a super high quality animation, but it was kind of funny. So yeah, you can really see that they don't have a big budget for the show. I would guess they have a way lower budget than Friendship is Magic had in its first season. And let's be serious here. If you look back at the first season, while it was good, the animation quality there was really not up to par. So I'm not gonna hold it against Filly Funtasia for now. Who knows? Maybe the quality will improve with time, and depending on the shows and, more importantly, the toys' success, maybe there might be a second season and maybe it will have a bit more budget. I don't know. It depends on so many factors. Most importantly, we'll have to wait for an English release, and we'll have to see how they will actually treat fan content, or rather, how they will treat a fandom if one should emerge. That's really gotta be the tipping point for this show's success, or lack thereof. I don't know. These are things that I cannot answer, at least not at this point. I'm hoping for the best, because at the end of the day, what I really want is something entertaining to watch. I don't care who makes it, I don't care what their motives are, just want an entertaining show. And yeah, I'm gonna say it again, this one has potential, so please don't squander it, please don't be shit to your fans, and yeah, give the show a little breathing room. I hope that people will give the show a chance, and I hope that the show makers will actually give the potential fans some breathing room, so that things might work out for everyone involved. I realize I am really meta here, but there isn't really much else to say here. The storylines of the episodes so far have been rather simple and kind of predictable, but then again, so was Friendship is Magic in the early seasons. I don't know, I'm just rambling. If you, for whatever reason, watched all the way to this point, first of all, thank you very much. Please consider giving this video a like and or subscribing to my YouTube channel. And as always, I have been Stratagem. Thanks for watching and see ya next time.